Okay guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to be making this lovely mac and cheese with a breadcrumb crust and chicken strips. Oh my god, I had so much fun making this, and I'm going to show you guys how to do it. Alright guys, so I am firstly going to start with the chicken strips over here. I washed them with lemon juice and then I butterflied it and cut it into strips. I mean, you can do whatever kind of strips the way you know best. But obviously butterflying is better because the chicken will cook faster and you don't have to worry about raw chicken. If you don't know how to butterfly, watch my first video of the quesadillas. I actually show a video of how you cut the chicken breast in half lengthways and then open it up like a butterfly or a heart, and then you cut the strips. Kind of get it like that. So I've got the chicken washed and cleaned, and then for my actual batter for the chicken strips, I have the flour, eggs, and breadcrumbs. But firstly, I'm going to season my chicken. I've got 3 tablespoons of paprika. I use different paprika depending on what I'm making. This is just a regular paprika. 3 teaspoons of that, 1 teaspoon of my peppermix. If you don't know what my peppermix is, please go back to previous videos, but I'm going to repeat it tonight. My pepper mix is black pepper, white pepper, green pepper, and pink pepper, and I grind it down myself. If you don't have that, regular pepper is fine, and then 1 teaspoon of salt. So I sprinkle, and then I'm going to everything out the way. Really dig in and get that seasoned. If you want it spicier, season it spicier. If you wanted no paprika, you could use lemon and herbs. So, I mean, don't limit yourself to what I do. Like I always say, it's not an exact science, it's just a feeling on what I want to taste. So, in my flour mix, I just have paprika, 3 teaspoons, 1 teaspoon of my pepper mix, and 1 teaspoon of salt. If you're worried about the quantities, don't worry, the recipe will be down below. I mix it up with a whisk. The whisk helps to get everything distributed evenly. And then I just have the regular eggs. I used 4 eggs here. I just beat it with a regular fork. And then here I have my breadcrumbs, and I also have my breadcrumbs, 3 teaspoons of paprika, 1 teaspoon of my pepper mix, 1 teaspoon of salt, and I also kind of mix it up. So everyone always thinks that you have to dip it in the eggs first, then this, then eggs again, then that. But that's actually wrong. You actually dip it in the flour first. So I normally use one hand. One hand gets dirty, one hand stays dry. One wet hand, one dry hand. So I have the chicken, drop it into my egg mix here. And then sometimes I can get a little bit, yeah, that's just about it. If you wanted a thicker crust, you could do that whole process again, but trust me guys, this is enough. This is enough. And then I lay it on my board. And the flour again. The egg mix. Breadcrumbs. You can even leave it in there and just do like a few at a time. Like this. It's just basically repetitive, and you can do this with almost anything. I mean, thin pieces of steak if you want, calamari, shrimp. This is not a tempura batter, but you can definitely crumb anything that's possible. Mushrooms, eggplant. So this is your basic like base, and you can do so much with it. So don't limit it only to chicken. And this can also keep in the freezer for like forever. For my cheese sauce, I just want to take a moment to talk about the cheese. So I make a bechamel sauce and then add cheese to make my cheese sauce. And because I live in the Netherlands now, I love their cheese. They make really good cheese. So I always let my husband go and pick cheese. I think this one is 12 months aged. This one is the 8th month aged, and this is just a regular brie. I like the creaminess that brie brings to the cheese sauce. Delicious. Right now we're gonna make the cheese sauce, but we're gonna start with a bechamel base, which is a white sauce. I'm using, now in here I have 750 milliliters of milk, whole cream, and then I have 500 mils of regular water. So that's my, here I have 200 grams of butter, and then I have 200 grams of flour. So with this I'm gonna start a roux. A roux is basically mixing flour on a heat. I have this on 9 now with flour, and I'm gonna mix it up to make my butter flour base, and then I cook it out till it gets like really nutty with flavor, blah blah blah, and then I add the milk slowly whisking my my solution slowly to make a white sauce. And then I'll add the cheese that I showed you earlier that I've broken up into little pieces, and then I'll show you guys how I'm going to season it. So I kind of like let that melt down like a hell a lot, and then kind of let it go a little bit nutty, like a little bit, not too brown, but like just a little bit of color. Then I add my flour. So use a whisk for this. Add my flour. You don't want any lumps, so if you think you have to use a whisk, then use a whisk. Tap, tap, tap. Put the whisk away for like a few seconds, and now you can go back to the wooden spoon. Just go through it, you know. This is the roux now. And the roux is basically your flour and your butter, and that's your thickening agent for your sauce. And as you cook it out a little bit more, you get this, I get this nutty smell. It's amazing, and you want that. And that's when you like cook it out as much as you can. You have to stir. You can't walk away from your pot now, otherwise it's gonna burn. It's only just flour and butter. Now guys, this is the trick now. You want everything to be nice and smooth and well mixed in. So I turn the heat down all the way down to 5. And I'm going to start to add slowly my water and milk mix. Slowly. See that? Just touch it. Go lower, all the way down to 3. I can mix it all in. The lower the temperature is, the easier it will be for you to add the cold liquid to all of this. See how it's like doubling in size? See how smooth it is? You don't want any lumps. It almost looks like mash. And then once you've incorporated quite a few amounts and it's like thick and it's smooth, then you can just go ahead and add in the rest of the liquid like that. Booyah. And then see how it's kind of like loose again. Turn back the heat because the protein in the flour, the gluten, gets activated by heat. So I'm going to turn the temperature back. I'm going to go easy. I'm going to start off with 6. And I'm just going to keep on stirring. And it's going to thicken. It's going to thicken. And that's when I'm going to add my cheese sauce. So you're just going to stir till it doesn't thicken up anymore. And I'm pretty certain that I really reached the pinnacle. If you want a thicker sauce, you use more flour and butter and less liquid. But this is perfect for my cheese sauce. And now I'm about to dump my cheese. So now I've added my cheese. Oh yeah. Now the aim is to get all that cheese to melt in and spread its good to that white bechamel and flavor it. Oh, this is like my holy grail, guys. This mac and cheese, this can save marriages. Your marriage will be falling apart and my mac and cheese will come in and soup the day. I'm using my stick blender. I got this one for Christmas, my first Christmas here, so 2 years ago. I love it, it's amazing. As you can see, you can detach it. It's amazing. Love this brand. So, the cheese sauce is done. I used the stick blender to crush all those cheese bits up and the world is wonderful again. I am going to season thus said cheese sauce with 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika. Remember I told you guys that I use different paprika depending on what I'm making. I only have mild, spicy and smoked paprika in my house. So I have the smoked paprika, 1 teaspoon of gourmet salt, which means really nice salt, and then 1 teaspoon of my peppermix. Boom! Shakalaka. It goes in there. Voila! And that, my friend, is hot A. Delicious B. That's really good. Amaze balls. One of the very cool things about my mac and cheese is that it has a breadcrumb crust on top. It's amazing. So I use this breadcrumb that I buy from the store. I think it's German actually. Moving on. And then I season it with 2 tablespoons or 2 teaspoons of mixed herb, coriander, parsley, it doesn't matter, whatever you have mixed herb. 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika and 1 teaspoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of my peppermix. Give that a swirl. Toss it in. And swap hands. This is the hand that does all the bad jobs. And then I mix it up with my hand. Just like that. And the small, you can absolutely smell it from here. It's amazing. And I'm gonna mix my mac and cheese now. My macaroni with my cheese sauce. And then I put this on top. And then I bake it on a very high temperature. And the macaroni and cheese sits. And this becomes a glorious crust. I made the macaroni a little bit earlier. I don't think I have to show you guys how to make macaroni. If you don't know how to make macaroni, yeah, those are your own problems. Anyway, here's the cheese sauce. The breadcrumb mix that goes on top. And this is what my mac and cheese is going to go into. So I dump the cheese sauce in. Cost heavy. It's going to be hot, so make sure you don't burn yourself. So using my hands, and you kind of like mix all of that good in. Breadcrumb mix. Okay, now I'm putting my mac and cheese in my oven. I have the temperature at 225. Okay guys, I'm about to fry my chicken strips. I fry everything outside. Boom. I have my deep fried fry outside on a table, and like my just gonna toss everything in there. Alright guys, let's put the light on up and look at this. Ooh, jeez, the steam! Okay guys, I have had, okay, keep an eye on this because obviously breadcrumbs burn very quickly, and mind the cream music in the background. And also, I actually put it in the oven at 180. Turned down the temperature. I was too jatala from the beginning. It did not work out. So luckily I was sitting right there and I was watching it as it was turning brown. So I turned down the heat to 180 for about 5 minutes. I turned it around, 180 for 5 minutes. I turned it around, and I did that for a whole 20 minutes. You see the cheese is oozing out. All is good. Guys, so this is eventually 30 minutes out of the oven. 30 minutes in the oven for the mac and cheese. Can you hear it? It's like, yeah, it's I got my chicken strips right here, and I'm about to plate up for me and Bass, and I'll show you guys the end result. And after all that cooking, guys, you get, this is the result. This is what you want, creamy. I can take it from angles. Ooh, that chicken is spicy. This is what you want, guys.